Hello there. Welcome back to Empower Your Soul for today's Christmas episode. And I'm really excited to share this with you because I felt very inspired to record this Christmas episode, knowing how difficult the holidays can be for so many people. And when I say difficult, I want to say personally, I have experienced loss of some family members that were very close to me during the holiday season. So I know how bittersweet this time of year can be. And I know the same is true probably for a lot of my listeners who have lost departed loved ones on the holidays, and or those of you that are experiencing Christmas or the holidays the first time after a loss, or maybe this is your second time and it's still not any better, and that's okay too. But I thought I would talk today about how your loved ones still celebrate the holidays with you, how you can connect with them this Christmas or this holiday season, and also how you can continue to include them in the fun and keep the connection alive. So I'm hoping, get a notebook if you're not listening to me while you're driving. And I hope this really helps you, I'm going to say, maneuver the holiday season a little bit better. I hope it brings a little lightness to your heart. And I hope that it brings you a little more joy and a little bit more of a twinkle to your eye this holiday season. So let's get to it. Let's talk about how your loved ones still celebrate the holidays with you. And first of all, I'm going to ask my spirit team and my loved ones to help me weigh in on this conversation a little bit too. But in terms of how they celebrate, I just want to say, number one, they still celebrate with you. They are still with you, experiencing the moments, experiencing what's going on. I recently went live, I think it was this morning, for to give people some more readings for this holiday season. And one of them was like, hey, I saw all those amazing gifts you bought. So know that your loved ones are still sitting there watching you, hanging out with you this holiday season. I also want to say that they're going to be sending you, if they haven't already, signs, synchronicities that allow you to feel that connection with them. So point point for me today was being at my in-laws' house, and I didn't realize they had one of those clocks that, do the do, 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 do. You know what I'm talking about? Do, 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 do. That's a clock that my meme and grandfather had at their house. And I totally forgot my in-laws had it, but there it was. And that was that little wink from my meme and my grandpa on this holiday season, which I absolutely loved. So pay attention to any signs or synchronicities you get, any music that you hear, anything that you hear that reminds you of them, anything that you see reminds you of them. Maybe you're seeing certain decorations. Maybe you're driving around looking at Christmas lights and you're seeing a certain type of, those big plastic Santas that you saw when you were a kid, and maybe your grandparents had one of those, or maybe your mom had one of those. So any sort of way that you have a memory that is suddenly and unexpectedly triggered by what you're seeing or hearing this holiday season, and it's reminding you of a specific loved one or a specific memory, that is your loved one coming through to let you know, I am still with you. I am still celebrating with you in the holiday season. And when I say that, I mean that the memory or them popping into your brain comes up out of nowhere for no reason at all. And that is always a sign that spirit is with you and sending you messages and letting you know, I'm here, I'm watching over you. I'd also be on the lookout for flickering lights, any specific smells that you hear. Or earlier, I'm going to be honest with all of you, I woke up this morning to the smell of sugar cookies and with a little bit of cinnamon on top, like literally half asleep. And I woke up to the smell of sugar cookies, and I could see, and apparently all the dead are now coming to visit me right when I wake up, because this is the second time this has happened in about a week. And I knew this wasn't my grandma because my grandma didn't cook sugar cookies. But this grandmother came to me right when I woke up, when I was on the very end of my dream, with the smell of sugar cookies. And I said, crap. Mainly because, so first of all, it was lovely. It wasn't a bad thing. But I was like, oh man, now this grandmother is here and she wants me to go on live today to let her know, to figure out who she's for because she wants to say Merry Christmas to that person. So that's exactly what happened today. If you were on my live in the last couple of days, I think the video is posted on Instagram if you don't already follow me. So yeah, that's like me in my green and red shirt. But that's what I'm talking about with the smells, just smelling things out of nowhere, hearing your loved one's favorite holiday song, any other signs that synchronicities that pop up and just remind you of them. That is how they're going to send you signs and love to help you celebrate the holiday season. But this conversation doesn't have to go one way. This can go both ways. So you can also purposely connect with your loved ones this holiday season. You don't need a medium to do it. Everyone can talk to their departed loved ones. So not only can you talk out loud, maybe ask them to sing a song with you, invite them into your space, into your energy. You can invite them in and talk to them off the bat, tell them how much you miss you. You miss them, talk about favorite memories that you have. They hear you, they're with you. And just because they don't continue the conversation back, you can ask them for signs and validations that they heard you and they were listening in that moment. You're going to love that. Like that gives me the warm and fuzzies right there. What you can also do, and I thought these were some really creative ideas that that Spirit helped me find. You can also create a sacred space. So you can set up an altar or something similar, light a candle. You can hang an ornament in their honor. I know that you have a lot of ornaments from your departed loved ones that hang on your tree still. I know I do, and I love putting those up. You can add a photo. You can put a new photo out or put it out for a little while, front and center, to let them know that you are still wishing they were here in the physical this holiday season. You can say their name during a toast. You can have a moment of silence for them. You can even, I'm going to say, put on some music and meditate to, I'm pausing a second just because I was going to say like meditate, but like you can actually have a guided meet your loved one meditation. I'm sure they're out on YouTube. If not, I will create one, but you could have a meditation where you set the intention that I want to meet my loved one and you just go into that zone moment. And even if nothing happens, even if you're not, I'm going to say, versed in spirit communication and how they come to you in meditations, that's okay because their spirit will still join you in that meditation. And I love that. You could write a letter to them, talking about your favorite memories, talking about how you wish you were there. What's your favorite way to celebrate with them? And you can put it under the tree or in the tree. You could also, if you want to, shuffle a tarot deck, shuffle an oracle card deck, and ask them to pull a card or two for you and ask what message they have for you this holiday season. And I bet you it's popping up in my head. So I bet you whoever's going to do this, you're going to like pull the hermit card and it's going to be like, go inwards and rest because you do too much. You do too much. So I would say any other way that makes sense for you to give a nod to your loved ones and celebrate them in your own way, that is a-okay. Say a prayer for them, right? It doesn't matter. And know that no matter what you do, make sure it works for you. And as long as you're setting the intention that you're doing it to connect and convey love and convey, I'm going to say, connection in letting them know how much you still love and care for them, it will be received anytime. You don't have to do this just on the holiday seasons. You can do this anytime. Pretty rad, huh? Pretty cool. So I would also say some things you can do to continue to celebrate them, not just connecting with them. You can, I'm going to say, just celebrate and honor them this holiday season by cooking their favorite holiday dish. Maybe your mom made the most amazing Christmas cookies and you have that handwritten recipe, right? Maybe you're going to cook her cookies this holiday season. Maybe your dad is the king of making spinach artichoke dip and you're going to go make that this holiday season, right? So that the way that you continue to honor them is continuing the traditions, continuing to do the memories, the events, the activities that bring you closer to them and remind you of the joy that you've had in previous years celebrating with them. Play their favorite holiday songs, dance in their honor. watch a movie that reminds you of them. And I can tell you personally, we would go to my meme's house every Christmas Eve, and it would be such a fun evening, really celebrating. It is a time in my life that is long gone. We haven't done it in many, many years, but we used to have all of the family there. And my mom is one of seven. And so, needless to say, it was a very big party because we it was just she was one of seven. And then I have, God, countless cousins and second cousins, right? And like first cousins once removed because my cousins had kids, right? So there's, and we were all crammed into this tiny freaking house. And this is my French Italian side of the family. And we would eat Italian food and everyone would bring cookies. And it was like this beautiful, chaotic orchestra where everyone would come together and everyone knew exactly what everyone else was going to cook. No one, we didn't have to have a conversation. We knew that, my aunt was going to bring the stromboli. We knew that, my mom was going to bring the cookies and the meatballs, right? And we knew that, my uncle was going to cook the lasagna. And then like my other aunt would bring the salad. We all knew, and it was always chaos, but it was always so much fun because everyone had their place. And then it was the one time a year we actually got to see everybody. And what I was coming around to, I promise, I'm sure there was a reason I had to tell that story, is that when we came home after going to that house, after going to my meme's house, every year it would be right at the end of It's a Wonderful Life where the angel gets his wings every year. So I can tell you that whenever I see that movie, it reminds me of those amazing times. So watch the movie, celebrate, cook the food, to really just celebrate with your loved ones still, even if they're not there in person. You bet your butt they're sitting there smelling and going over your shoulders, telling you to add more salt to that sauce, right? They're telling you, have one more cookie for me, right? Have another glass of wine for me. Give them cheers, salute them. That's what I mean is just continue to honor them and celebrate the way that you already always have. And then I just want you to know that I want you to know without a doubt that your loved ones are still with you and they don't want this to be a bittersweet time for you. They still want you to celebrate and have joy this holiday season. And I'm not making this sound like a guilt trip, am I? But they still want you to be happy and joyous. And honestly, you honor them by having a holiday that you can still look back and remember that this is going to be a memory that you're going to love, even if it's not with them, because they want you to be happy. They want you to have happy holidays. They want you to bring joy into your life, even if it's a very difficult time of year for many people. Like bittersweet is just the word that keeps coming up over and over in my mind. And also, I want you to know that they feel that loss too. And I think that there's so many mediums out there that will only talk about they're okay, they're still alive, they're on the other side, they're healed, they're complete. Um, they're still with you every moment. But I want you to know also that the grief that you feel for the not having them around, that feeling goes both ways. And I want you to know that your loved ones also miss being with you in person. And they miss holding you and kissing you under the mistletoe and God, even washing the dishes with you after the big family party. It's all these things. So I just want you to know, and I want your heart to be filled with the idea that they miss you just as much, if not more, than you miss them. And it's okay to be sad. And if you are sad and if you are still in grief this holiday season, honor that. It's okay not to have the best holiday. It's okay to not want to get out of bed on Christmas Day. It's okay to be all bah humbug and shut your doors and shut your windows and keep the lights off. That's okay. Do what you have to do, but please know that you can't stay in this energy if you are one of those people who are having a very tough holiday season. Feel it, but don't get immersed in it. Don't stay there because life is going to continue to move on. There will be more holidays, and our departed loved ones, even if they miss us, want us to bring in the light and the love and the laughter this holiday season. So even if this is such a difficult year for you, put on a funny movie. Do something that brings a little bit of a joy, a little bit of a smile to your face. And I promise you, they're going to be there, even if it's a half second long, and they're going to enjoy that half second smile with you. But for all of you out there who are just listening and maybe are not having these really deep, difficult emotions this holiday season, I just want you to know that I am so appreciative of you this holiday season. I am so grateful for all of you. You are all absolutely amazing. And I know I have so much. Sorry, what's all the sigh? It's all this big, heavy emotion for me today. Oh, the holidays get me. I gotta stop doing these lives. I love them. I love continuing the messages for all of the departed loved ones, but my goodness, that my heart breaks for so many people these holiday season. But for those of you, regardless if your heart is breaking or if your heart is full this holiday season, I'm so grateful for you, and I know that whoever you are, your departed loved ones are out there watching over you, smiling and enjoying these holidays with you. So I want to send you all the love and all the joy this holiday season. And I truly hope your heart is full of love and your home is filled with joy and full of loved ones, whether they are in the physical world or the spirit world. And they are all with you celebrating this holiday season. Thank you so much. And I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. See you all in a few days. Thanks. Bye.